Steve,
If I had the game ball, I'd give it to you.
oh,
Game pen. Game laptop? No, congrats. That's cool.
Steve, what did you think of Clay in particular in the second quarter, that stretch there where he closed it out, and just how his progression continues?
Yeah, it was great. That was probably his best stretch, of however many games he's played, 4 or 5. So it's good to see him get hot and hear the crowd behind him. And he got into a little rhythm. We had a really great first half, 20 assists. The ball was moving, and Clay was a big part of that.
You were obviously a shooter. You dealt with injuries in your career. What are you seeing with his shot as he tries to kind of find it? I mean, what are you going through as a shooter coming back?
I just think it's rhythm and legs. When you've been out for a while, the legs are the toughest thing to recover in terms of just the force going into the shot and feeling really powerful and strong like you do when you're in great shape and in a good groove. So he's getting his legs underneath him for sure. He's looking better and better. His wind and his conditioning have improved. So I think he's right on schedule.
Steph looked like he got his left hand clipped by the ball there, and he was shaking it, and I guess he went back to get it checked out, and he went back in but didn't play the fourth quarter. What was going on there? Is it something that
I don't even know? Yeah, I saw him shaking his hand, but I haven't heard anything about it, so I assume he's fine.
So he didn't play in the fourth quarter just out of because you had the lead.
Yeah, we had the lead, so we didn't need to put him back in.
That stretch in the first half with the crowd getting into it, I think Steph got involved a little bit too. Did that feel the most like it's been like old times since they've been back together?
Yeah, I mean, it's only our second home game, obviously, and the first one was such an event, and now that we're settling into the games, that was probably the best stretch that Steph and Clay have played together, and it was a really nice kind of groove in front of our home fans, which was great to see.
Steve, that team forces turnovers, gets in the passing lanes, and kind of wreaks havoc. You guys took care of the ball and were zipping the ball around. Did that, making the extra pass, was that impressive to you, just the way you took care of it? First
half was great. 20 assists and 6 turnovers and really good decision making. We got sloppy in the second half. But more with our execution. We didn't turn it over too much, 7 times in the second half, but only 6 assists. So the second half was disappointing, but sometimes the game gets out of hand like that, and you let your guard down a little bit. And I thought Detroit played really hard in the second half. They had some guys who came in and kept them going, and they kind of took it to us in the second half. So we got to get a little better, but any win is a good win, and we can build off that first half and see if we can string together 4 quarters instead of 2.
The 19 points from Wiggins, I think, are his most sharing the court with Clay. How are you seeing their chemistry come along?
Yeah, I thought tonight was great. I thought Steph really kind of orchestrated everything while the 3 of them were out there. Steph was really patient. He had 8 assists and only 1 turnover, and seemed like he was getting both those guys the ball, and it all seemed very fluid and natural. So it's a great sign.
What did you think of him coming in? Obviously, he had the 2 quick fouls. Did you think he got in a rhythm out there, and what did you see in his minutes when he was out there with Steph and Clay?
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of good things. He's so powerful, and he got 10 rebounds. He guarded Cunningham to start the game, and even though he picked up the fouls, I liked his intensity getting into the ball. I think over the course of the game, he settled in a little bit after the foul trouble, but JK's coming along really well. He's starting to understand the rhythm and the patterns of the NBA game. He's executing the plays that we draw up. He's understanding the timing much better. So things are, they were disjointed when he was out there early in the season, and now things are much smoother, and that's a great sign.
Steve, Clay's doing a lot more like dribbling, shot creation on his own than I remember anyway. Does that create more of a different role for him in the offense? Does it give you more options in how to use him?
Yeah, I mean, I think last time he was playing, we had Kevin Durant, obviously, so we had one of the ultimate shot creators next to Clay, and now there's probably more of a need for shot creation with the current roster. So I think being able to go to Clay and post him up or clear a side, it's absolutely a good option. He's so big and strong. He can create his own shot, and it's usually a pretty good look.
Do you expect for Kuminga to continue starting with Draymond out, and even in just a short amount of time, what did you see from Moses Moody tonight? Yeah,
we'll keep starting JK. We'll see how it goes the next few games, but we'll keep doing it till Draymond's back probably. Don't hold me to it though. I could always change, but that's kind of the plan. And then it's good to get Moses out there. He's played really well in the G League. He's such a great kid. He works so hard. Got a great approach, great attitude, and it was fun to see him out there, for that final 7.5 minutes. And I really like Moses. I think he's got a bright future, and so it's good to just get him out there anytime we can.
You mentioned a little bit in Tim's question, but was foul discipline kind of the lesson of the night for Kuminga? I mean, you mentioned you like his aggressiveness, but a lot of the fouls did seem kind of like ticky-tack.
Yeah, I think so, but I got to watch the tape too. A couple of them felt, kind of ticky-tack. Maybe I'll look at them and realize he was reaching or whatever, but I'll take a look at the film. But I think at this point now for Jonathan, every night is a lesson. And there's a lot of little things for him to pick up on, whether it's our offensive execution. Maybe, he could be like tonight, a couple of our out of bounds plays, he played the 5 instead of the 4. So he ran a different, route coming out of a timeout or off a side out of bounds. And little things like that are really important for him, because the more he's aware of, positional responsibilities, the more versatility he gives us.
I was going to ask you, you mentioned his versatility and that he could play 5. You really haven't played him as a 5 this season. Could you see that? Is it an easy thing to say, okay, just let's see him at 5, or is that going to take some work?
No, I could see that, but I think he's more likely to play with Draymond as a 5 and in a kind of switching lineup where they're playing the 4 and the 5 together and switching everything, and there's a lot of responsibility there. But that'll happen once Draymond gets back. We'll get a look at that and see how he does. Thanks.